Monday, August 28th, 2023. Today, on the Daily Review, we discuss a movie that I just watched last night for the first time. They Shoot Horses, Don't They? With your host, me, Professor Joe LaRocca. I can tell that this is going to be a bad review because this movie's really, really good. Finish up that moonshine. Okay, yeah, it's really good, and I haven't really had the time to process it, but let's just talk about it. It's directed by Sidney Pollack. It stars, I forget the guy's name. Jeez, that's bad. Wasn't in a ton of other stuff. Jane Fonda and Bonnie Bedelia. That's Bruce Willis's wife in the Die Hard movie, the original. Who else? Bruce Dern, Red Buttons, Gig Young. Everybody's performance is amazing. The editing is off the charts. Non-linear, does some non-linear stuff, but then also like some Soviet kind of montage style stuff, some real kinetic stuff. It really is a masterclass in editing. Just, you know how I talk about like the pacing within a scene, but then the choice of overall pacing, kind of like choosing what order songs are going to go on an album. You know, each song can have a different sort of pace and style to it, but then there's like kind of the grand picture of how they all fit together in an album, if those still exist anymore for people. And I think that everybody just listens to Spotify, right? And just random songs pop up. I don't know. I listen to albums still, not like you. Okay, anyway, see, I told you it's going to be a bad one. The story of this movie is so original, and it's based on a short story by McCoy. And it is 1932, during the Depression in America. And there's this dance marathon. And it starts out with a guy on the beach just kind of like wandering by it and just kind of checking it out. And for reasons that I won't get into, he gets asked to dance with Jane Fonda. And the winner wins $1,500. And so you're like, oh, wow, it's going to be like a 24-hour thing. And then they start explaining the rules, and there's kind of stands set up so that people can come and watch. And everybody's checking in with luggage and stuff. And you're like, you start going, what's going on here? What? How long could this possibly take? And then you realize that they get 20 minutes of sleep every 2 hours and get to take a break, essentially. And they end up dancing for like 1,200 hours. It's like over a month of dancing, you know? And that's not a spoiler. The movie's not really about that, the competition. But, or like the outcomes of the competition. Not necessarily. It's not like... Certainly, you're rooting, different teams you're rooting for, too. Like that Bonnie Bedelia's character and Bruce Dern there, with child. She's pregnant, so you're like, oh, God, how are you alive still? And then you start seeing a little bit of... It gets psychedelic, basically. It gets crazy, like, frenetic, weird... Yeah, people start flipping out and thinking they're covered in bugs. And, you know, you would just, like, lose all sense of self. And it's literally the rat race, this depiction of people just, like, dancing around, like, lovelessly and uninterested, like, not with them... Not like because they're moved by the music, but because they have to, and they're putting themselves through all of this. That's to show, like, it's a good metaphor. Like, this is how bad times are, that people are willing to put themselves through this, so that they maybe get a sponsorship and they get a few dollars a week, and if they win, they get the $1,500. They are also fed and housed, so it's better than being out on the street. But you're basically all you're getting is room and board. Meals, but you have to dance, quite literally, for the machine, you know? It's really brilliant. It's so fucking angry. Sidney Pollack is clearly, the way he adapted it to is like, it's really, really angry at the system, you know? And how, I mean, and it works for show business particularly, but you can expand it to like the American dream for sure. And I don't know about other countries. I'm only speaking as an American, but certainly I can see how people feel like it's rigged to begin with. You know what I mean? And it is. I mean, it fucking is for sure. And that at a certain point, you're just like, ugh. So anyway, this was nominated for like 9. I think it has the most nominations without being nominated for Best Picture at 9 nominations. One, I only think it won. Gig Young won, and you know, maybe it won editing. I'm not sure. But it's when you watch it, you'll go, okay, I know why this wasn't nominated for Best Picture. This is such an un-Hollywood type of movie because it's basically criticizing Hollywood, and the ending is not very upbeat, and it's not pleasing either. Like a lot of the reviews that I saw on IMDb, which means they're from fucking 9-year-olds, which is fine. But I just saw them when I was looking up the year this was made, and one person, like the first one that came up, just said, like, terrific movie, hard to watch. And I was kind of like, yeah, that's true. It is. It does get kind of gross, you know, because it really gets into detail, and it's upsetting, and the humanitarianism of it is the human. You know what a human will do is it's bonkers, and it's a satire, I think, too. You know, it's really like satire is not the right word. It's just a fucking call to action, like. Take down the system, man. They're screwing you over. They're making you dance around for other people's entertainment, and you get that shit out of it. Anyway, well, I can say that because my life is easy. Okay, that's it. Definitely watch this movie if you can. Obviously, it's from 1969, so it's probably good. Okay, talk to you later, guys. Like and subscribe. School starts for everybody whose school starts. Good luck. I start on Friday. I got everything.